Yo, 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 yo! ECB day. It's going to be super exciting. The ECB is going to do so much to save their economy. I can't wait. Bum, bum, bum. So anyways, good morning. We'll see if Draghi can save Europe. Not a lot he can do, huh? What, cut interest rates? Kiwi, they just ended Kiwi. Should be a very interesting morning. I think what I'll try to do is I'll pull up the live stream and we'll just hang for today. Also, looks like you can't quite see these other ones, but look at this, for the first time in a long time. Squeeze that in. First time in a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, you can't see that. Excuse me, Mr. Chair. And 5. There you go. So you can't see that. So the first time. So it's up and running. It's up and running. 5 LCDs. I can do more, and my next plan is to take it all down and do 6 instead of 5. But good enough for the girls I go with, right? But the thing is, that's exactly the same real estate as my 18 1080p's. So I haven't gained anything. However, a lot less cables, a lot less power, 5 screens instead of 18 screens. They're not LCDs, right? So there's a lot less heat. And honestly, the color, I don't know if you can actually see it. The color is phenomenal. Oh, dang it, stupid chair. So it's high resolution. The blacks are very, very black. The colors are very crisp. The prices are very crisp. So I haven't gained any real estate. I can't show any more charts, but dropping from 18 LCDs to 5 LEDs at 4K is nice. I mean, it's nice. So it's worked out pretty well so far, which means I'm going to tear it all down and do it yet again. And then I got this old one now, the 6-month-old machine I got to do something with. But anyways, it's something, and I know you guys like the rigs and stuff like that because we're traders. This is something that we do. So anyways, I thought you'd like to know. It's working out pretty okay. Pretty okay so far. So without further ado, let's rain some money. We should always start the day by raining money. Yeah. Say he's gonna go throw up. Yeah. When would I do that though? Maybe after summer school. So I got to go to summer school and do that. All right. So anyways, so what I propose we do is we burn through some charts, and then we pop up Draghi, just let them babble, and then I gotta go. I can't. I mean, I don't have to cut my webinar short, but I can't stay long. I'm spending the morning racing the new 2020 BMW M3 around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yeah, I know, right? But trying my best. And we've gone like 17 or 18 or 20 days without rain. So it's raining this morning. So I'm going to be out on a wet, slick, professional racetrack with a BMW prototype. So wish me luck. So I got to do that the rest of the morning and then get back to work. So there's the agenda for today. All right. Anybody like the M3? Should be fun. Ooh, ginormous. Okay, you see? So one thing I want to point out here, the moving averages. They're telling a story, aren't they? So these are the details I think a lot of people miss. And they're constantly looking at trees, but they're never looking at the forest. Okay? Joe's like, love BMW, hell yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be a nice car on the track for sure. With a little bit of rain. So imagine on the track, if it hasn't rained for like 3 weeks, any oil and anything else that's collected on the track is now just going to be floating on this. I mean, it wasn't a downpour. It's just been steadily just drizzly all night and all morning. So all of that's going to be sitting on the rain. Oh my God, it's going to be slick around the corners. But anyways, yeah, it's going to be very greasy. Whatever, it's only 400 horsepower. It's nothing. So anyways, we'll see. You got the 5? Yeah. You got the M? The M5? All right, so anyways, I'm trying to show you here that there's messages in this chart. So I don't know if you're a chart whisperer yet, but there are lots of clues if you're looking at the details. Notice like this area here that I have highlighted versus what happens here. Okay, what does the blue area tell us? Crypto rage is euro dollars going crazy. Yeah, well, so the press conference started, right? I mean, I wouldn't say that that's crazy. I mean, it's bouncing right off the exact lines. Hybrid 5. Well, slowing down, yes, I'll give you that. What else does it suggest? Consolidation, yeah. Yeah, in particular, even potential reversal, right? So we breached right in this area here. Let me go to red now. In this area here, we breached the 55. Okay? And at that point, it's supposed to reset off the 200, which it actually did. There's the 200, there's the 200, there's the 200. Remember, the 200 is a target, not an entry. Okay? But all of this is suggesting, as people said, slowdown, consolidation, maybe reversal. And that was a while ago, right? Over the course of the last month. But you'd be surprised how many traders will just drop into a 15-minute chart and just start trading. What are the key components of trading in a scenario like this? Well, if you're not at support or resistance, there's no trade, no matter what you see, no matter what pattern you notice. If you're not at the bottom or if you're not at the top, there's no trade. Yeah, well, shocking news, eh, Joe? What, they're not going to raise interest rates for years? Thank you, right? I'll never forget when they announced that they were going to do less for longer. I swear there's a good t-shirt in there. Hey, bankers, leave those rates alone. Bum, 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 bum. So anyways, so there is a small trade scenario like this. Or if you're going to trade in the prevailing trend, this rollover is what you would try. And I suppose you would have this set. How would you, oops, that's not what I wanted. Hey! So I guess you'd have it set like that, maybe? So you would have a slightly different scenario, right? Or you just go find something better to do. Okay? So remember, one of your jobs is to identify opportunities. We've spent quite a bit this week talking about relative strength exercises, right? So maybe the first thing, remember, like I say somewhere, maybe I say it in the book, I can't remember, but one of the first things you need to do is ask yourself, is the market bullish, is the market bearish, or is the market neutral? That Aussie yen is more neutral than anything. Slight bearish, more neutral, not bullish. Could be bullish later, but not bullish now. And this doesn't affect your bias because your bias is even above that. The reason you ask, is the market bullish, bearish, or neutral, is because you're trying to say, is it aligned with my bias? Did the computer just go to sleep? Guess I don't have the settings. Oh, whoa. Hey, the computer's back on. Okay. So if it is aligned with your bias, you can be aggressive. If it's not aligned with your bias, you can be not aggressive. Okay? And then you sort through all your charts looking for things that would be congruent with your bias. Okay? So I said yesterday on oil, if it breaches this area, I'm not interested because I'm a bull. Okay, that's all. Doesn't mean you have to be a bull. I want to be a bull because it's better for macroeconomics. Okay? If oil is going up in the long run, there's inflation. If inflation is going up in the long run, there's expansion and there's higher interest rates and all that kind of stuff. So oil falling, leads you to assume a zombie apocalypse one day. But you can be a bear here. That's fine. Down, 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 up, up. Okay, notice the swing short here. Down, 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 up, up. Notice the swing short here. Down, 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 down. All I was suggesting on Monday and then on Tuesday and then on Wednesday is that if you're a bear, you need an up, up before you sell. Okay? So if you're a bear, this is what my trade plan would have been. Okay. However, what did we actually get? We got this. So maybe that's your move here. And what that tells me, this is really next week's move. So it's Thursday. What do I say about Thursday? If you can't see your trade right on Thursday, you won't trade it on Monday. What do I mean by that? You should be planning next week's trades already. Okay? My coach used to tell me, if I can touch the football, I can catch the football. This the same thing here, right? If you can't see Monday's trade, you're not going to catch the ball. You're not running in the right direction. You're not looking in the right direction. Your timing is not going to be accurate. You're just not going to make the play. You're not going to score the touchdown. You're not going to be the hero of the school, and no cheerleader is going to date you. So plan Monday. I'm not joking. You should have Monday already planned out. And to me, this looks like a Monday short in current market conditions. Now, non-farm payrolls can change everything tomorrow. Great, good. Then we will adjust the plan, which means I don't do swing trading until Sunday because of non-farm payrolls, because we need that to be released. We need the volatility to dissipate, and we need time for the market to digest. It was higher than expected, Joe, right? Yes. But we know June 1st, roughly speaking, June 1st is peak oil. That's when it's supposed to be a lot. Okay? So you and I know that and are not surprised by it. The market, even though it's their full-time job, they don't understand these things. It's not their fault. Right? It's a burden, this Illuminati. By the way, when I graduated, they gave me a lamp, like a genie type lamp, an oil lamp, the old style genie lamp, because now I'm illuminated. I'm part of the Illuminati. And I'm like, really? Because it looks like cheap plastic to me. So anyways, it's a burden, isn't it, Joe, that we're Illuminati. We know these things. We expect these things. We're planning on these things. All right. What do we want to cover? Gold, maybe? Okay. So we just did this on a different pair, but I want you to look at this and look at the moving averages and ask yourself if they tell you a story. Don't be mechanical like, oh, this has to cross over that, or when that crosses. Like, just look at it. What is the story that it's telling you? Right in the 21, you're bullish and aggressive. The 55 takes over, you're bullish and conservative. Okay? And once it makes its way back to the 200, it's neutral. So what are we expecting here? All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. What do you think? Can you see Monday's trade? I can see Monday's trade. Okay, let's isolate the euro now that Draghi's into his babbling. Yeah, Zhao's taking over. Okay. Euro Kiwi. Is the market out of control? Let's analyze this a bit. Okay, this is the exact bearish pivot, and bears are thinking this. And this is the exact bullish pivot, and their bulls are expecting that. Does this seem out of control to you? These are very precise numbers, and we're getting very precise behavior. Oh, but Draghi. Oh, but the ECB. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, euro's out of control. What's going on? That's what somebody that doesn't understand the market would think or say. Let's go into a 15-minute chart. Okay. Amazing, right? Let's go back. Let's do the bullish point of view. What's the date today? Was it the 6th, I guess? 6th. Okay, D-Day. 6 days ago, and if you're using my pivots, maybe even 10 days ago, if you were a bull on this pair, you were thinking this. From what price? This price. It's a precise price. You see what I mean? Oh, but the craziness. Well, look, if you're a bear, do you think this area might be important? What I'm saying is if you're lying here in ambush, like you're here and you say, well, if it pops up here, I'm going to sell it. If it pops up here, I'm going to sell it. You're ambushing, you're waiting, okay? If it drops down here, you're going to buy it, okay? Then you're always going to be ahead. You're there, you're waiting. You got booby traps set up, you got the high ground, you have crossfire positions. And other people are reacting. What happens to the one that's reacting versus the one with the ambush? Well, the reactor is walking along the path going, man, this is such a beautiful day. I just love the jungle this time of year. It's so pretty. Can't find any bad guys, though. And then you hear this click. Oh, is that a booby trap? Pachow, 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 pachow. Are those bullets? Are those bombs? Huh. I'm in a bad situation. Turned out to be a bad day after all. One side is got a plan and is prepared and has an unfair advantage, and the other is probably not going back to base. Yeah. So just be careful. So are you a bull or are you a bear? So like if you're going to combine like the best trade, if you got it, we don't know if you're going to get it, but the best trade is this, right? Because you're going to include this sort of area as resistance. You're going to include this pivot as resistance. You're going to include that pivot as resistance. Probably reset off the 200, roll over, and you're going to use this area. There's just so much going on if you're a bear that, you know, you'd sell here and you'd sell here. Okay, you just need the trigger. What's the best trade, though? Where were you 6 days ago if you were a bear? You know, where were you, what day was this? Tuesday or whatever? Why didn't you, like, where were you when that happened? Okay. And so now we're just following up on that same trade. This is the role reversal, right? Down, 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 up, sell, down, 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 up, sell, down, 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 down. That is, of course, if you are a bear. Super easy. What if you're a bull? Well, it's way, 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 way out of position. Okay, so this is next week's trade. You ready? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So up today, down tomorrow, up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Take profit by Thursday night. Could be a rabbit, could be. All right. Do we want to do Ozzy? Nah. Let's do Aussie pound, I guess. Or Euro pound, I mean. Well, if you're a bear, I see the sell. Okay, there's no bullish trade. Okay, what does this predict? Double top. So here's what happens. Sell it here next week, done. Now, if you can get that, this is falling to MM1. So let me tell you a price. If that happens, then, as they say in Georgia, then let me get you the price. This is the price. Whatever that is. I still can't see that. You old. Here's a trick for those that have eye problems. The price is, boom, we'll call it 85. So put the plan together. Up tomorrow, down Monday from, can anybody see that? 89? Sell at 89, go to 85. Yep. That's a long ways down. Now, I find that hard to swallow. So what do you think? Do you think Euro is going to get that weak? Maybe. Do you think the pound is going to get that strong? Maybe. So, does that feel right, though? Does that smell right? Sort of like smelling filet mignon. You're like, has this been in the fridge too long? Like, it's filet mignon. Yeah, but it might be rotten. So, what's the other way of looking at it? Maybe up there. Hey, I'm in the middle of work, honey. Can you shut the door? Can you take the dog, please?
Hello. Hello.
Summer holidays. Come on, go, Dodo. Go.
I can't figure it out.
All right. Hello, world.
She came from upstairs to downstairs.
All right. There you go. All right. So the other one would be it takes off to the upside and up and up and up and up. Oops. So how do we get that in there? Well, it's going to need to reset Okay, it's got to reset. I'm trying to get this in there. So how do we reset? Well, the 55 is in control, and that's not going to be helpful for a bull. So it's got to get up here, down next week, a big move, which means we'll blow through those pivots and start a new sort of move. Let's do it like dark purplish red, I guess. And this has to kind of regain control while the blue one continues to lag. And right? Which means if I gave you a MACD, you should be able to draw that. Oh, she's a Scottish coyote. From my exact family, like my family's lands is where that dog breed is from. Pretty amazing. So if you were with my family, let's say Angus MacDonald in Glengarry in 1570, he'd be in his castle, the roaring fire in the hearth, cursing the English, and probably have that dog at his feet. It's funny, I don't even care about most of these pairs. So too bad Rand sucks so bad, huh? And I Rand. It's too bad. If we can get some Euro weakness, this might have been a good trade. So we'll see where this goes. But on this one, I want to see it down, up, and down. So this will take a few days. So if South Africa could get its game together, please. Come on, guys. Brothers and sisters, pump up the volume. Mr. Highvolt says Mexican peso. Did you see, Mr. Highvolt, that Mexico was downgraded yesterday or this morning? I can't remember. But Mexico was downgraded? Oh, you are very welcome for the template. By the way, I'm going to start charging money for the template. I know I've been threatening this for a while, but I actually have started planning and working with the developers. And there's going to be a fee soon. So if you want to download it for free, I mean, I might charge a whole whopping $1. Do you know what percentage charging $1 will do? Like, as far as people suddenly not wanting to download it? It's amazing, right? Hey, do you want this? It's going to save you 12 hours of work on your platform. Oh, yeah, I want that. It costs $1. Oh, I don't have $1. So, I love it. I love that. But anyways, if you want it for free, the link is below. Okay, so anyways, I'd like to see a lower low, lower high. Because remember, I shorted here, and I shorted here, and I got knocked out here, I think. So I had 2 or 3 of these short. Unless it was even farther back. It might have been farther back. But whatever. So come on, South Africa. Well, Mr. Highvolt, does it sound like a good thing? Here's the real problem. About 25 years ago, Mexico decided to become even more socialist pig dog, like all of Latin America. And when I say all, it can't possibly be all, but yet let's do a quick history of all of Latin America, Mexico South. Oh, I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I can feel it. All right. Let's talk Mexico all the way down to the South Pole. Europeans came in and raped and pillaged everybody. Then the Americans came in and raped and pillaged everybody. Then there was a brief history of time where everyone got to form their own governments by kicking out the Europeans and kicking out the Americans. So we're past Teddy Roosevelt now. There was like a calm period of about 3 years when there was total chaos, incredible amounts of unemployment, no infrastructure because they were raped and pillaged for 300 years, maybe 400 years. Okay? So then the Soviets came in with their solution called socialism. So they went in, closed all their borders, stopped trading with the rest of the world, isolated themselves in socialism, and said, "We can do it ourselves. We're nationalists. We Venezuelans are special. Honduras would rather die than trade with El Salvador." And Mexico said, "No foreigners will drill oil. Only Mexicans will drill Mexican oil." And everyone stayed absolutely, totally dirt poor from 1950 through 1960, through 1970, through 1980, while the rest of the world quadrupled in wealth. All of Latin America stayed poor. Thank you, socialism. Muy bien. Case in point, 2 countries have lots and lots of oil, Venezuela and Mexico. Now, Mexico is blessed with lots and lots of oil, run by the government, Pemex. Well, Venezuela is now like the poorest country in the entire world, even though they have less oil than Saudi Arabia. Like, WTF, how is that even possible? And Mexico has lots of oil too. Lots of oil. Thousands of rigs in just the Gulf and other places. They have huge natural resources, and they're dirt poor. And they were just downgraded because of Pemex is in such poor condition. They can't even pull the oil out of the ground. Why? They haven't invested in the infrastructure in 20 or 30 years. And then when the oil comes out of the ground, they rape and pillage themselves, and no money goes back into the country. And here we are. So there's the brief history of all of Latin America over the last 500 years. A little bit high level, a little bit biased, but a sprinkling of truth in there somewhere, right? So it's amazing, like Mexico should be filthy, stinking rich, and Venezuela should be the richest country in the world. Like Qatar or something, right? Like just so much money, like it's just sick. But it ain't. It's pretty sad, huh? Yeah, Mexico actually has lots of silver, lots of gold. One of the issues right now with gold in Mexico is it's actually buried under a mountain range, like most gold, but it's very difficult to get at, and by difficult I mean expensive. But as technology improves, let's say in 100 years, Mexico will have a lot of gold. So right now, let's say it's $3,000 an ounce to get it out of the ground. Well, we got to wait a little, right? But anyways, the oil is right there. Okay, the oil's right there. When you think of rich Texans, oilmen that become president of the United States and stuff, Mexico's right there, right? They have the same oil that Texas and Louisiana has. But anyways, so it's too bad, right? It's one of those things, like, it's really, really a shame. All right, so that's that. Do you want to listen to Draghi? I don't think we need to, huh? Okay. So we did this yesterday and the day before, right? So if you're looking for an up, you need the double bottom, higher high, higher low. If you're looking for a short, you had it yesterday. Not perfect, but plausible. Here's the beast. Okay. Remember the X? So this goes back, and this goes back a month. So I think this is last month's sell. Okay. This was the initial target. Look at it, just run. So that means you have a monthly plan, right? Now, what's the major benefit of having a monthly plan? You fold that into your weekly plan and your daily plan. And you find yourselves, oops, I don't want to do it that way. I need it thinner. You find yourselves in situations like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, on smaller time frames, right? So you have one trade, it's like trade of the month, and then you have weekly trades that kind of look like this. Then you have daily trades that look like this, right? And it's one. This is part of fractal geometry. It's one trade with 15 entries. Okay. When people walk to their charts trying to figure out what they will do for the day, like, I wonder what's going to happen today. I wonder if I'm going to be buying. I wonder what the euro is going to do after Draghi speaks. If you walk in with that attitude, you're called a liquidity event. Do you know what a liquidity event is? It's when someone else takes profit, you hand over your money to them and get into the dead trade. You transfer your wealth to someone else that is already knee-deep into a plan. And you're like, I wonder what's going on. Oh, look at that green candle. Look what Draghi said. I guess I should get in. And liquidity event. Because someone has to get out of a good trade. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a good trade. You're just volatility, which leads to someone else's liquidity. Think of it that way. And you're like, I ain't going to chase that candle. I ain't no liquidity event. But maybe that's another good t-shirt, right? Copeland low. I used to have a friend, he was a low. We went skiing, and I'm like, hey, man, where's David? Oh, I think he hit a tree. Really? So at the last second, he jumped out of the way of hitting the tree, and the full force of his body was his leg hitting the tree as he tried to jump out of the way. And the doctor said his leg was like Rice Krispies. It's not a good way to describe bones, is it? Well, yeah, Simon King says, hey, thank you guys. I think, was it yesterday or the day before, there was 150 likes. So I appreciate the fact that you clicked the like button. I appreciate that. Now that's out of, let's say, 1,500 views, 150 likes, 10%. But thank you. I do appreciate it. For the 10% that made the huge effort of clicking the like button, thank you. Thank you for your loyalty. Okay, so you can see not a lot's happened on a lot of these pairs since yesterday. The same plans, and that's why you plan on a 4-hour chart, by the way, right? So, like, the bullish plan, at the beginning of the week was that, right? Let's go back that far. Do you remember on a lot of these pairs, the plan on Monday was up, wasn't it? Because you can't sell it there. But then I said, well, you got to be careful, because it's still definitely is still bearish. So what is going to happen in that scenario? Well, it's going to get close to resistance, whatever that is, and it's going to come down. Now, you notice the weekly bears sold. The monthly bears didn't get a chance yet. That brings us down, which means the next opportunity for a bull is something like this, right? Which then you hit that early, which means profit taking. Great, which means it'll come down, which means the following week now, so now I'm 2 weeks ahead, it'll kick off a roll reversal, looks support, 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 resistance, support, and we'll move up through here, breaching the bearish sell zone. Now, if it doesn't work that way, it'll work more like this. Down, 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 down. Got to get the double bottom, got to get the up, and then this crashes. Why? Because it's bearish. So 1 week from now might be, right? So Wednesday of next week and then Friday of next week, if you're a bear, will probably give you selling opportunities. Definitely not down there on Monday, which I was very, 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 very clear about. Okay. Okay. Long week already. Yeah, it's about 8:30. So we got a press conference coming up. So, there's nothing new to set up, and I won't have enough time to, because you need the volatility to come out during the press conference, and then you got to take the post stuff. So anyways, be careful. And I think I'll pull the plug here. I got to do a bunch of things, and then I got to go leave and go to the racetrack. Now, I'll leave you with this thought. Atlanta Motor Speedway, I mean, it's a legitimate racetrack. If you if you go into the corner, the main turn, it's so steep, the bank, that if you go in at less than 130 miles an hour, the car will simply roll down the hill because you don't have enough G-force to hold it up. So let's just hope that M3 can get to 130 quick. I have a feeling it'll do just fine. But the race, I'm racing the car with one hand and a selfie the other. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be scary though because it is misty. It's been misty all night and all morning. So the track's going to be wet and oily and slick. It's going to be interesting, but you know, it's only a BMW, right? So anyways, thank you for the loyalty and respect you show me every day, and thank you for being on my team and being here every morning and asking great questions. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment. Remember, click the like button. If YouTube does not do a good job of alerting you to the webinars, then visit twitter.com/fxbootcamp, and it will update you automatically. It will send you a tweet when I start my webinar. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average.